I mean, they are quite tough to handle. We go on this spot, much bigger. That's how we like it. Morning, welcome to Fishing Squad. Ding ding, round 2. I've got my bottom rods set up, they're not cast out yet. I've just had a few casts with the feathers. On the first cast I managed one fresh mackerel. So I've got about, what, maybe, I've got frozen bait as well. I've got about another 20 minutes of spinning. If we don't get any more fresh, it is what it is. Got an onshore southerly this morning. We had forecast rain, but it hasn't materialised yet. I don't know if I'm going to stay on this mark or move like I did yesterday. When there's a bit of a breeze, I do prefer this mark. But we made us fish higher up on the mark where we had the run yesterday. I don't know. We'll see. Well, good start that. Got me on the drop, a single mackerel. Can't beat a bit of fresh. I did have the run on frozen yesterday. I think when you're using frozen, just use it as big as you can, bigger piece of mackerel as you can. So, obviously it does something to the oil, doesn't it, when you freeze them, which can make them sometimes slightly inferior bait. They're still fantastic bait, don't get me wrong. I take frozen over anything, any other bait, bar fresh. Yeah, I feel confident today. Obviously what happened yesterday was a bit of a disappointment. That's a story, it's a good story to tell people. It's part of the world of toast, what can happen. Obviously as far as fish care goes, I'm disappointed that fish has gone back, possibly with the hooks in it. They're powerful fish, aren't they, you know what I mean? They don't mess about. If they're snagged up in some line, they're getting it off them. But hopefully, if it has got it off it and it's gone hook in its gob, we'll catch it today and get the hook out of it. Yeah, I got off to a flying start with the mackerel. If you've got small tides, you want a bit of swell on, and with the southerly wind, we've got a little bit of a swell on. It's not going to get anything to the unfishable point. So again, this morning we've got a problem with lobster pots. Now the one yesterday that was here, it's a tide edge, it moved right out of the way, and that's what I'm hoping to happen today. At the minute, it's sunk by the tide run. It's ripping to the left quite savagely. It's pulled the floats under. I'm not really going to change too much from what I did yesterday. I'm going to stick with the pulley rigs. The only thing I'm going to do when I get a run, I'm going to hammer it with the reeling, because I think what happened yesterday was got an advantage on me because it ran quite a bit, but the big thing that cost me I think was the fact that the fish come up in the water, which they do anyway. It's not the first time, you know, they do it regular, they all do it pretty much. It's like they come up in the water trying to work out what's wrong. It's happened before, but usually you get on top of it. I think it's got unlucky. It must have been out to pick the rig up in the tide, etc., and what my line was doing, the bow in the line. I thought I'd lost it twice. I thought I'd lost the fish twice before I did actually lose it. So, yeah, we're here again. Pretty expectant, but I know how hard, you've seen how hard it can be, you see how easy it can be on some tides. We're due one for the channel, I think, but let's crack on and see how we get on into it, you know. Get a few more casts of these feathers, see if we get some more mackerel, and then we'll crack on with it. I managed 2 mackerel here. We'll leave the feather rod set up. I am going to move. It's always handy to have the feather rod set up, because if something happens where you want a bit more bait, or you can see shoulder mackerel in front of you, it's there, isn't it? Plus if I get bored, I'll just chuck feathers out. No, I'm waiting for a bite. So we're going to move anyway. So the next bit will be on the spot what we're going to fish. We've moved, we're fishing above where we fished yesterday. That's a rock I lost the fish on. With the sea, with a small tide with wind behind it, it can be quite dangerous. I mean, it probably will drop off, but I think it'll be splashing up down there quite a bit. There ain't enough room to cast behind you either because of this like real wall in the rock here. So we're up here. I mean, it's land fish, already plotted it, we'll just have to land it in the swell onto that rock. Or at least get it close enough here so I can drop down. Yeah, footage might be a bit primitive. I'm on my own today. I don't know if Nick's coming down. It is going to rain. I've told us to keep an eye out whether she's thinking of coming down. So, yeah. I'm going to get these rods banged out, I think. I've never done this before, fish tie up like this. I'm doing it just purely for safety, really, but also you can cast better up here, and I think having your line higher up sometimes helps when there's a tide run. So, yeah. We will see. If we get one on, we're going to have to just manoeuvre our way down while it's fighting us, aren't we? You know, we'll get it on surface up from up here, then manoeuvre my way down and see where's best to land it. I think the key thing is to take your time when you get them on the surface, especially. Obviously, if we've got good contact with the fish and it's taking line off the reel when in the fight, take your time with that as well. But, you know, I did panic a bit yesterday, I think. I'm going to keep mentioning yesterday because it's a glaring opportunity missed. The first soap of the year, but I'm getting closer, so we'll see how today goes. I'm feeling confident that something's going to happen, so let's crack on and have a go into it. A couple of casts with the feathers up here. I've just got a couple of nice little pollacks. Going to put them back. A few more casts. Nothing's happened on the bottom rods yet. I think the tide run's still a bit savage at the moment, so probably next bait up might be the key one. Full house this time. Get them put back. The rain's just arrived, both rods are out nice and fishing nice. Been out a while now, about an hour. I've had about 10 pollock on the feathers as well, by the way. Not that on the head for a minute or two. Got a ripping current to the right, that's the direction we're running yesterday when I put my bait up and tore off a bit. I'm going to slice some mackerel up and get it thrown in. Got some of this old frozen stuff here that's going to just be sliced up and fish between. Hopefully, like we always say, fingers crossed, one turns up. Landed my customary Huss. This one looks like she might be worth weighing. It's massive on her back. It's got a bit swollen, so look, have to be careful. But I'm going to get her an hook, so then I'm going to give her away. She's coming in at 10.10, that's a PB. 10-12. Got a bit of windy, let's see if we can hold it steady. 11, I'm giving my son 11. 11. It's right there. 11, I'm saying that's 11. I'm saying it's 10, 14, 10, whatever, 11. It's a PB either way. We'll look back on the footage and I'll decide on a weight. It's big, let's put it like that. I'm just going to see if we can get a better angle. Right, that's a big Huss. Just under 11 I think. But she is a specimen and a half. It's not behaving for the camera. We'll get it put back, try and get another one. Or a taupe, or hopefully a taupe obviously. Nice hook, I'm happy with the hook. I mean, the sling weighs between 1.2 and 1.4. I've zeroed it up at 1.4. So I'm giving myself £11 for that. Comment on what you think it should be. I'd just rather say that my PB Huss is bang on £11, give or take. It's about right, it's only ever going to be approximate, isn't it? With this, there was a bit of a breeze that's dropped. Obviously it's causing me to sort of wobble the scale, if you like. So, it was a lovely horse, went back fine as well, which is always nice to see. It was lovely hooked on a 10.0 Kyoki wide mouth specimen. I did have another bite after that I think was a Huss, but he didn't sink the hook into it. So I'm going to try and feather up some more fresh bait, I think, if I can. Yeah, nothing else at the minute. I'm just trying to feather some pollock, mackerel, whatever I can get out. Some fresh bait. Frozen I've got, it's okay, but it could be better. That rain's here now, big time. Just a fine drizzle. I wish I'd kept some of them pollock that I caught earlier now. No sign of any runs at the moment, but you know, we'll keep trying. Fish until about 2:30, which will be 2.5 hours after low. Yeah, that's all we can do is just try, isn't it, you know. When I'm made up to, I've got an 11-pound Huss, but when I know there's bigger fish out there, it's a bit disappointing that that's all I've had on so far. But without keeping at it, you'll not get one, so fingers crossed, something happens. Alright, so I've caught a pollock, I've just put it on as bait. I've cut it in half, put it on as bait because it's quite about a pound. I've got an hour and a half, well, it's just gone low tide, we've got an hour and a half. So, we've got a few more casts with feathers. We're about 20 minutes after low. I'm staying till about 2 hours after. Last tope I landed on this mark, I caught an hour after low. So, but yesterday's, the run was an hour before low. So, that lost much gear strangely as well. So anyway, look, we're getting, just got a clean camera, there's a deluge of rain coming down, it's that fine rain. We've had a lot of it. So, we'll just keep them baits out, see if we can get some more fresh mackerel. I'm going to leave them out for at least an hour, then I'll just for the last half hour put fresh on. Got pollock on one, I sort of trimmed the tail diagonally, left its gut sack in, just got rid of that like third of it where it's done the tail up, and I put a mackerel on with its head off mackerel, that tail section I call it. Put a few taupe on that before. Let's have to see what happens, like I say. Going forward, I don't know if we'll get a chance to have another session tomorrow. We're going home tomorrow, I think. We'll see. We will see. I mean, I lost much gear today, so I feel quite like I want to have a go tomorrow. Plus the weather's better and the kids can come down and have a spin. There's a few people that want some fish, want me to take some fish home like mackerel and stuff, so might be an idea to get down here tomorrow. We'll see. Hopefully, like I say, in this next hour and a half, hopefully something positive happens. If I get a fresh mackerel, I'm going to take both of them baits and put fresh on. So it's just, I think, because it's a small tide, there's not much run. Now, there's just no tide movement at all, hardly. Minimal. It seems to knock the mackerel on the head in terms of catching them at this stage of tide. Probably when it picks up to come back in, it'll probably pick up a bit that. So we'll see. I'll have a half hour to see how we get on. Another full house of pollock. I don't know if to keep one or two or just put them back. I think I'll put them back, see if I can get some mackerel. Some fresh mackerel now. Oh, I don't know if the camera's gone blurry. I don't know. There's mackerel there anyway, I'll try and get it clean. I've got about an hour left, like I say now. I've just put fresh mackerel on the one that we had frozen on, that's the rod on the left. The rod on the right, slight fresh pollock on. I think I might just leave it out. Just going to see if we can get some more mackerel, I think. But I think we're going to have a session tomorrow. Sun's just breaking through, so hopefully it'll dry these rocks out a bit when I scramble back up. But it's been a good session. I've caught loads of pollock. 6 mackerel so far, but I think I'm going to fight feathers out a bit more. Been quite good sport on the feathers. I had a PB also got a little bit of that one on the rod on the left. Got one right, did it as well. Probably this the tide. So yeah, not too disappointed so far. I'm disappointed obviously the target species haven't turned up. We know what they're like. They're either here or they're not, as simple as that. I'm making excuses now. This is a taupe session we failed, but we'll have another go. Right, I've just made let's make sure the camera's clean. Sorry about this. Yeah, I've just changed the one that had pollock on. I've just put half a mackerel. I've just snip the mackerel in half and put the tail half on. Like I said earlier, I like that as a taupe bait. We've got about half hour or so left. We may have missed our chance today. So I think I'm going to chuck them feathers. I keep saying it. I'm going to chuck the feathers about for a bit longer. See if we can get a few. It just sets you up for the session for the next day. I've still got some frozen left that I'd bought Now what I'll do with them is I'm going to make a chum up for tomorrow. Just to try it. It's worked before for me, doing a chum. It's also not worked for me before. So, let's see how we get on now. I mean, just need one of the rods to go screaming off, basically. But, I mean, I shouldn't feel too down. I wouldn't usually feel too downhearted about today. It's been an excellent session. I must have caught 30 pollock. I've caught some more off camera since I last was on camera, since the last section of the video. But I've caught 8 mackerel, I think, in total. 6, sorry. And a PB Huss. But because I know there's a taupe about, being a fisherman, you kind of want to catch it, don't you? So I don't know what the next plan will be. I'm guessing we'll have another go for one. I'm just going to throw feathers around for a bit longer. I just want a few more mackerel. I've got 2.5, I think, now, just to start me off tomorrow.